Well, new on AM Extra, University of Washington is out with a new study highlighting some of the health benefits of dry January.
It's the time of year in which people abstain from alcohol for 30 days. And joining us live with more details is Dr. Ratonya Carr with the University of Washington School of Medicine. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken. Good morning, Emily. How are you?
Doing
Doing
great.
well. Thanks
Thank
for
you very
joining
much.
us.
Uh, Talk about some of the health benefits if you do decide to celebrate dry January and go without alcohol for 30 days.
Well, first, it's 31 days because we have the whole month of
That's right.
January, although most people will probably start on the 2nd, to be quite honest, given the new year. But it's really an opportunity to say yes to one's health for the whole month in the way of alcohol abstinence. And there are so many health benefits. First of all, people just report feeling generally better. There's nothing more descriptive than that. People even lose weight, even though that's not usually the intention of participating in dry January, because alcohol is a lot of calories. But professionally, in our field, we also see improvements in cholesterol levels, in the amount of sleep people are getting, decreased symptoms of fatigue. The liver tests are better. There's so many things that improve just by participating in a month of sobriety.
Yeah, I think it's certainly interesting. I'm doing dry January this year, and you definitely have those moments where you stop and think, oh gosh, it's a weeknight, and normally I would want a glass of wine right now. It's a chance to kind of stop and look at some of those behavior patterns. So when you take a month off like this, what benefit is there beyond those 31 days? I mean, are there some extended benefits that really kind of last into the rest of the year?
Absolutely. Well, first, there are short-term benefits, the ones that I mentioned, but even in terms of your liver health, for example, if you have a condition of fatty liver, extra fat in your liver, even just a month of abstinence from alcohol can improve that. But what we find is that people who participate in dry January, if we ask them 6 months later, a year later, they are either continuing to be abstinent or have significantly reduced their alcohol intake and feel those same health benefits over time. So it is truly an intervention that has long-lasting results.
Well, doctor, even if you decide to do this, there are going to be times during the month where you're going to be tempted. So how can you ensure that you have a successful experience?
Well, first, you need to make a plan. So I recommend for those people who knew about dry January before now, they could have started in December making a plan. And certainly, for future years, I recommend December, really think about how you're going to do it. But even if you're starting now, think forward to those social activities where there might be alcohol and there might be temptation, and plan the drink that you would like to have. I'm a big fan of spritzers, not too sugary, but adding a bit of lemon or lime and some sparkling water, for example, is a really great healthy substitute. So there does need to be a plan. I think the other thing that's really successful is finding a group of people, be it your friends, your family, and an online community who are going to be able to participate with you, because a crew matters. I do this with my own family each year now, and I just checked in ahead of this news report, and we're all on board, so that really helps a lot.
Yeah, having a buddy helps for sure. Doctor, we're almost out of time. Real quick, I wanted to ask though, let's say someone, didn't get their start January 1st, or they are looking at the possibility of taking some breaks throughout the year. Is there a minimum amount of time that you can take a break from drinking to have some of those benefits?
There is no actual minimum amount of time, but certainly the longer, the better. So I tell people, if you start and you have a drink, and you don't have complete abstinence, that's okay too. The goal is really reduction in alcohol consumption. We have to reduce the stigma of alcohol, and these campaigns are really helpful in doing that. Alcohol is the third leading preventable cause of death in our country. Not only the things we think about like liver health, but accidents and cancers. It's a class 1 carcinogen. So any reduction in alcohol is going to be beneficial, but certainly the longer the better. And if you are a heavier consumer, I also recommend you do this in concert with your medical provider, because stopping cold turkey after heavy alcohol consumption can also be very dangerous to one's health.
All right, that's a good point. Dr. Carr, thank you for joining us on AM Extra this morning.
Thank you so much.
If you're looking for more ways you can enjoy going out without the alcohol, we've been covering a few local restaurants that are participating in Dry January. Check out menus and more on the AM Extra section of KOIN.com.
Yeah.